Are you one of those people that is always telling yourself that you don't have enough time for all of the things that you want to do and that need doing in your life? Raise your hand. Yeah, that's me as well. It's really easy to underestimate how long something's going to take. It's a complete part of human nature. We all do it. You'll say, right, I'm going to write this essay and I'm going to do it in an afternoon. It's going to take me 3 hours. And you sit down to do it and 3 hours have passed and perhaps you've only written the opening paragraph. You can have the best intention, but time has a way of just running away from you, and things do almost always exceed the allocation that you give them for how long they're going to take. Don't beat yourself up about this. It's natural, but you can get better at managing it. In reality, there can be enough time for all of the things that you want to do, or all of the things that you find most important at least. So how do you achieve this? Well, it's all about looking at time a little bit differently. What are your priorities? If there's something that you really want to be doing, you need to prioritize that and make time for it. A really good way to figure this out is to do a time audit of your life. Look at the things that take up the most time in your days. Look at the things that waste time, the things that you don't need to be doing. Perhaps you spend some time scrolling on your phone, checking your feed. Maybe you're somebody who watches a little bit too much television, and if you cut that down, you'd have that spare hour to read a book, or do some art, or do something else that you would actually feel much more fulfilled doing. It's all about making those little sacrifices to claw that time back for the things that you really want to do and that are more important. For me, golf is something that's a part of my life now. So every Wednesday, I have carved out a slot on a Wednesday afternoon. I go and play with the same group of people. It's absolutely fantastic. And I know that every Wednesday I'm going to be playing golf at that time. So every week, I play golf. If I didn't have that locked in and scheduled and timetabled, it might not happen. So it can be really helpful to do that. Even if it's just you on your own doing something, almost plot out your week as if it's a school timetable. Allocate chunks of time for specific things and work on getting your discipline to align with that timetable. Of course, sometimes you may not be feeling like you want to do the thing that's on there, and that's fine. Be kind to yourself and have a day where you let things slide. But if you want to make the best use of your time, you have to really carve it out and make sure that you're fitting in all those things that you want to be doing. Now, there are plenty of people that have written books and have said how we can only focus on something consistently for a short amount of time. So bear that in mind as well. Make sure to give yourself breaks and also to break down bigger goals into smaller chunks. If you're not into timetabling, another great way that most of us use in some form are lists and list making. If you make a list of all the things you want to achieve in the day, your ideal list of everything, you can often get some way to achieving them and making better use of your time. However, like I just said, we are great at underestimating how long things are going to take. So I advise you to make 2 lists. Make one list, which is all the things ideally on the perfect day where everything goes to plan you would like to achieve. On your second list, this is like the absolute minimum you would like to achieve today to go to bed happy and feeling like this has been a good day. So choose a few things, the most important things. Maybe there's an annoying admin task that you've just been putting off. Maybe you need to batch cook some meals for the week because one of your goals is to be healthier and you always lose time and then you go for the easy option and you eat things that you shouldn't. Put that down as a priority if that's something that's important to you. There is enough time if you are willing to identify what's important to you and make sure that those things that really do fulfill you are allocated for. Time management is also a process. You're not going to be amazing at it to begin with. It's something that you have to work on, but you can get better at it. I used to be the most chaotic person. When I was at university, I really didn't manage my time very well. I spent far too much time sleeping and just wasting away hours where I could have actually structured my day better and actually got all of the things that I needed to do done. Now I don't let myself procrastinate quite as hard as I used to. If there's something that needs doing, for example, filming this video, I have all of my gear set up and I just said to myself, right, let's do it now. Let's do it now. Yeah, okay, I haven't scripted it yet. I know what the theme of what I want to talk about. I'm just going to sit down and talk, and I'm going to make this work in the edit. Because if you spend too much time in that thinking and planning phase, you end up using up the entire window of time, the allocation that you've given something, just by not even starting. So I say to myself, right, if I don't want to do something, even in the morning, waking up, sometimes it's so easy to snooze the alarm and just stay in bed. But if you say to yourself, right, I'm going to get up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just jump out of bed, be disciplined with yourself and just say to yourself, right, okay, I'm going to do it now. A lot of things, if you just start them, they end up getting finished or get done to some degree. Most of the things we want to make time for don't actually take that long to do. If we just get on and do the things, it's surprising how much you can get done. And another great way of feeling like you're making the best use of your time and feeling like you have more time is pairing things together. So think about if you are going for a walk, but you also want to read a book. Could you listen to that book? Could you then do two things at once? In some situations, it's possible to listen to stuff whilst you're working as well. And if you have a commute to work, why not download the TV that you want to watch before you leave and then watch it on the train? I used to do that when I went to work all the time, and it just meant that journey time was being utilised much better because that's something that I wanted to do. And if I'd done it at home, that would have been another hour wasted. Whereas I used my commute time to get that television watched, and then I had more time when I got home to do other things that I wanted to do. It's all about balance and being honest with yourself and really looking at where you waste time. Where do you let your time just flow away from you? And how can you claim that back? There are plenty of things that I still do where I just let a whole half hour or an hour slip by. I'm very guilty of watching too much television, but I invested in a treadmill just over a year ago for two reasons. One, it means that I do my activity. I always get my steps in because if I don't leave the house, I can still do it in the house. Two, I can put my phone there and I can be watching YouTube videos or I can be watching television whilst I'm walking. So I'm making much more efficient use of my time. In fact, at least 50% of the television that I watch is now when I'm walking. So I'm spending much less time sitting down, which is really good because that's healthier. But also I am using an hour of my time to do two things at once, which is like amazing. You can get so much more achieved and it makes you feel fantastic. So do think about how you can pair together things that need doing. Equally, when you're cooking in the kitchen, you could be listening to something. You could even have a program on your phone and be watching telly whilst you're cutting vegetables. There are so many ways to combine less important tasks like watching television, even though, of course, that is something that's really good to do now and again, with something that's more important, like perhaps batch cooking and preparing your meals for the week to make sure that you eat healthily. We all hate it when people waste our time wasters, the nuisance calls, the people that leave you on hold for way too long, the people that, they just disrupt your day in a time-sucking way. Don't be a time waster yourself. You can sabotage your own efficiency. It's so easy to do just by not valuing your own time and the use that you make of it. You have to literally be the guardian of your time. There are so many things that require our attention. If you have a family or a partner or you have some pets. I've just got puppies. At the moment we're dealing with 3 incredibly cute but incredibly time-consuming puppies, and I know how important it is to enjoy them while they're puppies and to savor this crazy phase that they're going through. So I am making the time, but it just means that I have to be more efficient elsewhere and use these small pockets of time where perhaps I'm more tired because of the puppies. I could now be just sitting on my sofa and relaxing. But I knew that I wanted to film a video, so I didn't let myself sit down and get comfortable. I just got everything set up and was like, right, I'm going to film now. But yeah, I'm now a puppy parent as well as a tortoise parent. He's currently in hibernation, so that's okay. But yeah, there's a lot going on in my life, and I'm the busiest I've been in a long while, but I am getting the most done I've ever got done because I am being very honest with myself about where time is being lost, and I am utilising every minute, every second that I have got to do the things that I need and want to do. I know that you can do it too. Hopefully you've found the tips and thoughts that I've given in this video helpful. Be honest with yourself, do a time audit, write out a timetable or make 2 to-do lists. One with ideal day, what it is you want to achieve, and then a separate one with, I could go to bed happy if this got done. See how that works for you, see if you can make better use of your time, and let me know what else you might be struggling with in life and what sort of videos you want me to be making. I'm happy to talk about anything, and I'll catch you in the next one.